the last 5 minutes of the show, JD, we call it the hot seat.
Okay.
That's what we fire up questions at you.
Okay.
Ready. The music comes on, it's kind of cool. And everything's got to be in headphones. You got to put headphones on so you hear everything.
Yeah.
We're not going to be able to hear each other.
Yeah.
Can you put that right into like a headphone jack that we put on me?
Yeah. And go straight to your phone from there.
Let's do this.
Stop and bought these. They get you a guard. Charge me $21 a piece for these stupid things. This thing's $3 on the back. Matter of convenience, right, JD?
Yep.
You will pay for that.
That's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You pay for convenience.
Okay.
Oh,
Damn.
hold on.
Yeah.
You doing YouTube or no?
Yeah, I'm doing YouTube right now too. I'm using the red phone for YouTube.
But I've been thinking here.
Oh, sorry, bro.
No, I'm sorry.
This thing got to be tightened up. This little ball thing at the top kind of creates an offset for the balance. There it is. That's perfect. Looks sturdy? Sturdier, right? Okay. What's David saying for the time? I was asking what's David saying for the time. What up, Ant? Can't even hear me.
Hey guys, 2 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, we're looking good, bro. This one you can hang on to in case we need it again. Any word from Jan?
No, not yet.
You're gonna bust in, you ain't coming in late.
I talked to him at like 5:25. He said, yeah, I'm getting dressed down. I said, you're gonna be late.
Yeah.
He said, well, I was working. I said, me too. But I'm good.
Right. He knew about this. He organized it.
Me too.
Right, and you went to work too.
Exactly.
And I went to work too. Okay, what's this business now?
Call in.
You got headphones up there?
Yeah.
Right. You hit live, we can hit the live thing.
I'm gonna hit.
I'll make sure it's up there.
Thirty seconds.
Whoa!
Good morning.
Nervous?
Yeah.
Good.
I've been on the radio.
No?
Nah.
You got anybody calling me tonight, Lee?
Good
we're gonna be on live. He's got a lot of people listening.
Go!
He has a whole lot of people listening. So we're gonna go live now.
30 seconds.
I don't hear anything.
Can you hear me through my through the speakers in the room?
Yeah.
You'll be able to hear audio soon. Don't worry.
Okay.
I love you.
Okay. Yeah, we're live.
But how do I see it on here? It's not.
You have to go on your Facebook
I'm on it.
and refresh your feed. Go to your notifications and accept.
Good evening, everybody. This is Bob Macedonio. We're here Tuesday night on 103.9 LI News Radio. We're here every Tuesday night. This is Street Legal. I'm here with my co-host, Link.
What's going on, everybody? Glad to be here. Glad to have y'all with us.
And just a reminder, my firm name, Macedonio and Duncan. We're located at 126 Carlton Avenue, Islip Terrace. My phone number is 631-582-3232. And this first segment is brought to you by Lexus of Smithtown, 700 Middle Country Road in St. James. If you are looking for a new or pre-owned Lexus, please visit my friends at Lexus of Smithtown. We have a guest tonight, Link. I'll let you do the introduction since you know Mr. Thomas.
What we got is the Wyandanch Library President, man. He's the Library Board President, and this is J.D. Thomas, man. One of the, from what I hear and understand, one of the smartest people that I'm going to hold a conversation with. And I'm honored to have you here today, man.
Yeah, welcome, Mr. Thomas. I heard a lot of good about you when you, like Link indicated, you're the president of the Wyandanch Public Library.
Yeah.
You've held that position for the past 3 years, you said?
Well, I've been a trustee for about the past 3 years. I've only been the president for the last 3 months.
Last 3 months.
Okay.
Okay, well, welcome to the big world.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having
So
me.
we got, a lot of, we're gonna get to a lot of topics today. We have a call-in number for our listeners, it's 631-451-1039, for anybody that have to call in, any questions for Mr. Thomas, myself, or Link, regarding, Wyandanch Public Library. Actually, anything else you want to bring up regarding our communities and topics of discussion? Pleasure to have you, Mr. Thomas, and, again, Link, I'll let you take over from here.
All right. One of the main reasons we wanted to have you here is because Bob is he's playing a large role in what it is that we're trying to do to find out what's going on in Wyandanch and find out why we have so many different things that are operating, but Wyandanch still faces some of the, not so much in the library, right? So it's not like you can't hold accountability for what I'm about to say, but Wyandanch still faces a lot of the problems we have. We have like probably 8 different non-for-profit organizations. We have the school board seems to be doing well. The school itself seems to be doing well. We up 55 to 73% for our graduation rate. So we got a lot of good things going on as far as the youth are concerned. But we also have things going on in Wyandanch that are not really youth affiliated, but it is influential on our youth. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to, pretty much just start with a basic thing, but it does encompass a lot. Like, what do you see the overall problems in Wyandanch being?
One of the things I see as an issue is the fact that you got a lot of folks who are pulling different directions.
Right.
There are quite a few times where many folks are saying the right things,
Right.
Especially when it comes to election time. We need to do this, we need to do that, but the actual work effort is not necessarily matching up with what's verbally being said.
Yeah.
And then when you have, everybody can say, we need to do what's right.
Right.
What does that mean to you? What does that mean to you? What does that mean to me?
Right.
And because of that, you got a bunch of people fighting amongst each other. Today, people are partners. Tomorrow, they're not.
Right.
And they lose the objective, or what I would say, what is objectively right, which means what furthers the community in good health, in good education, in good civics, and it can't be about just you or just about me individually, because then it's not about the community.
Right.
So that's really the biggest issue, the infighting and not clear vision to follow after.
You know, listen, I'm an outsider looking in. You know, obviously I didn't grow up in Wyandanch. Link did, and I believe you did, JD. And what seems like over the years you've had a lot of resources thrown into these ideas and fixing it, but there's been no long-term plan, no follow-through. It almost seems like Link said, you got 8 or 9 non-profits, almost like they're self-serving, self-preservation, and not really addressing the overall problems. You know, we've had this undersheriff on, we've had the district attorney on, and it seems like the crimes are in this county are located in certain areas.
Yeah, not 9 neighborhoods, and it's 1% of the population that's committing the crimes.
And a lot of it's the violent crime, the guns, and,
Right.
and as we all know, reading the newspapers, it's younger and younger and younger. So Link and I often come, politicians come around every cycle.
Yeah.
Promise the world, we're gonna give you this, we're gonna give you that, we're gonna give you this, and you vote and vote and vote the same way, and nothing's changing. So we decided we really have to get involved at the earliest stages.
Right.
Early stages, and we had, you know, I sent him a video of Denzel Washington interview, and he said, is the system failing? Denzel says, well, the system's not failing when it's a 7-year-old or an 11-year-old getting shot, that's at home. And there has to be some accountability, and Link, you know, agreed, we need to get into the schools, the libraries is an epicenter. You can have a lot of programs that come out of the library, a lot of, you know, resources, put it to the library, you can get a lot out of the library.
Right.
College educations, you know, filling out your applications, you know, a lot of people that can go to the library and help individuals if the school's not doing it. Because a lot of times the school's not gonna be able to do it, handle it all. The library is a great asset, and you have a great library there.
Right.
And I don't know if it's being utilized to the fullest extent.
Yeah, so there's you said a lot there. So the library is a great library. We have had quite some challenges through the last few years, but even now, as we're progressing and moving forward, you know, is it being used to its full capacity? Well, so part of that answer is no, you know, or the answer would be no. Part of the reasoning has been because we've had some choppy years here in the last few years, and then the other piece is getting the community to come out to the library. What I mean by that is, you know, you use the term the library is an epicenter, right? So when I ran for trustee, I said that the library in any community is a cornerstone for that community. I remember, you know, being a youth and being at the library all the time, you know, and even the library director was a person that you had respect for because he would talk to your parents would talk to him, and you'd have fun, you'd learn, but you also, you know, we were kids, so we'd hang out sometimes, not really do a whole bunch, but we weren't running the streets either, you know, so it was also a safe haven for our youth.
Right.
And so actually our biggest piece of the library right now are the young adults. Our kids from like 13 to like 18 years old.
Right.
Those are the ones that we see the most in there. Almost every day we've got, you know, a small crowd of those youth. It's reaching more than that though. You know, how do we reach more than that? And like I said, stop this at the kid thing. You know, you mentioned Denzel. When you look at youth and how they're developing, it's a multifaceted thing. It's a school district, it's the parenting, and certainly the libraries can play a key piece into that.
This goes back, JD, not in the history of time. Go to New York City.
Right,
On
right.
Fifth Avenue and 42nd Street, the New York Public Library is one of the biggest, most beautiful buildings in the city, and that was a gathering center for history, since the history of time. Since New York City's been there, I'm sure you've been in that building, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's 2 blocks over from where I work at, so.
And that houses some of the most valuable documents and
Historical
history of
documents,
the country is in New York. And each town has that little epicenter with them. Like Wyandanch will house the history of Wyandanch and documents that they have. And you can learn a lot about each individual community from the local library,
Absolutely.
which is awesome.
Yeah. Another thing I was saying, because you know, and I wanna give a shout out to Jaron too, because one of the things that was happening was he took me yesterday to go have a meeting with the superintendent, and I never even imagined myself doing
Oh, the
something like
Wyandanch
that.
schools.
Yeah, Wyandanch School superintendent. Never even imagined myself sitting in a room with a superintendent unless I was in trouble as a kid, right? Unless one of my kids was in trouble.
The school getting suspended, right?
Right. And so having had that opportunity to sit with her and discuss some of the things that we wanted to bring to Wyandanch and seeing how delighted, almost elated she was to have feeling like she had somebody on her side that was gonna not only help her push her agenda through, but also had things to add to it that would the kids could benefit from as far as like opportunities. Because I always say that we have to distract the kids because there's negative opportunities out there waiting to grab them. And so what's the best way to distract them is to distract them through opportunity because they can gain from that, right?
Exactly.
And so, Lexus, I'll let you tell us part of what's going on with Lexus and the kids coming up at
Yeah,
Wyandanch.
we have our sponsor, Mercedes-Benz from Southampton, Lexus of Smithtown, listens to our show, and is one of our sponsors, and wrote me a whole long email about the opportunities that are available in the auto industry that a lot of young adults don't realize.
Mhm.
You don't have to go to college, you don't need to get a degree. You can make a very, very good living working in this industry.
Absolutely.
So we'll follow through with them and just get whatever opportunities and bring them to these districts. There's like a lot of kids, they'll train you, get your uniforms, you just, all you have to do is show up, be on time, be courteous, and, be wanting to learn about the profession. There are some sales people that work in the car industry that make high six figures, believe me.
Absolutely.
And also, not even that, but the auto mechanics, so they make, you gotta get your car fixed, what's it cost?
Arm and a leg.
It's not even that, just the pure service industry, it's a whole industry that's out there, it's not going away. We're all gonna need cars, whether it's electric cars or gas cars, whatever we wanna, take it, the politics out of it, but we're gonna need that industry, it's not going away. And a lot of youth don't realize that. And you don't need to go to college, I'm not saying you shouldn't go to college, but you don't wanna feel like, if I don't go to college, I don't have, what am I gonna do? There are opportunities out there, and
College can't be the end all because everyone ain't going to college.
correct.
And I remember standing on that stage, I got my diploma. And you almost think graduation is like one of those things like, oh, when you look at 30-year-olds when you're a kid, you're like, oh God, he's that old, and then you're 30. And you're like, 30's not that old.
Correct.
All right, so when I graduated, they gave me this rolled up piece of paper. This is your diploma or whatever, but there was no diploma, it was just like a ribbon tied around a blank piece of paper. And walking off that stage, I remember feeling like, me and Jared talk about this too. I remember just feeling like I got kicked out. Like, I don't have no place to go Monday. September, everybody gonna have an agenda, a schedule. I don't know what I'm doing, right? I did end up going directly to college right after, but even Jared thinks so. That was because we graduated so young. Going to college was almost like
A rush.
yeah, it wasn't. We didn't. I graduated and everything, but I didn't go for the right reasons, And my thing is, the reason I want these opportunities provided, like, so when you coming from Mercedes or you're coming from Lexus or you're coming from all these places that are trying to help provide opportunities for our kids, that you don't walk up that stage at 18 years old or 17 years old wondering what are you about to do now, like what does tomorrow hold. If you can already get into, it's not an internship, it's an opportunity for what is it called when you
Trades.
It's like a trade, but I forget. There's a specific word for it, but it works like kind of like an internship, but you can get paid for it.
Yeah.
And right, and they're gonna be able to shuttle from wherever it is that they're going from the school directly to where it is that they're gonna work at, because we're gonna work with a lot of different dealerships. Me and Jaron plan to just go shop every dealership around.
I'm sure we could set up mentoring programs at the dealerships.
Right.
More than willing. We need workers. This country needs
Yeah.
good workers that want to work and earn a living. And part of the issues, what I talk to think about is in the minority community, a lot of it's economically distressed.
Yeah.
So when you have grants that come in, and you have government funding come in, you have these non-for-profits, I think that a lot of it is the short-sightedness of that person thinks, how can I make money from this government project?
Right.
For themselves.
Right.
Because they've been economically depressed, the poverty's
Right.
in there, as opposed to thinking, I need to expand the community, and what can I do for the whole community?
Right.
And a lot of the wealthier communities, a lot of philanthropy fills in, and they don't want to take it for themselves, they want to help other people.
Right.
You have the reverse sometimes in the minority communities, because they have been struggling so long and see this funding coming in, and this is opportunity for me now to help me, which is short-sighted.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
I think that's what, like Lynn said, you have to be able to get the older crowd to go back and not want to recoup money from it, but just actually help the young ones.
Yeah.
Correct.
I like to use this analogy, which I don't think is a great story, but the analogy is very fitting, right? If you had all these cops, I think it was Brooklyn. They were all like, Amadou Diallo was on the stairs. I don't know if you remember this, and they all aimed their guns at him, and they all shot him. He ended up getting shot like 41 times or something crazy, right?
Yeah.
And to me, it's like we have all these different organizations, and we all aiming at the same thing, or saying we aiming at the same thing, but Amadou Diallo isn't dropping. He's not getting hit. And I'm just trying to figure out how we all aiming at the same thing, but we constantly missing. And your explanation of that is 100% agreeable, right? Because it's like, even for the short time that I've been involved, I'm watching people be at each other's necks, right? And to me, we have the only community that has that kind of thing going on. Where if this guy is on his way up, then somebody will take a shot at him, start talking bad about him, try to set him up for like a bad situation. And to me, everyone's taking their eye off the ball if you don't realize that the kids suffering the interim from all of these different things, like all these different things that the adults are beefing about, you know. The kids are paying the price for that, because what we're not doing is coming up with effective agendas of programs and things that we can do to put these kids in it, to make sure that we're not creating the next generation of criminals. We're not creating the next generation of shooters. We're not creating the next generation of gang members, right? And it's very simple. And I think that the solution is just, I heard Heath Broughton say, the problem is everybody want their name on the mantle.
On the marquee.
On the marquee,
Yeah.
right. And I think that is it. I think everybody want to be the one who rip their shirt open and have the Superman on their chest. But we could all, if we do it together, we all Superman. You know what I mean? It's not like, there's nothing I'm going to be able to do for Wyandanch District and be able to do all on my own, right? And be able to be like, oh, I saved Wyandanch. And it's important that everybody else know that too. One person ain't going to save Wyandanch, because every village is a collective of people working together to make sure that Wyandanch is going to save Wyandanch. And
but there's a big layer that you just opened up. We have to throw away the competition aspect of it.
Correct.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. So what it is that it feel like there's a competition thing, that there's certain individuals that may think that they have the answer. You know what I'm saying? So they're fighting to push their agenda forward because they think they have the answer.
Right.
There's no one answer.
Correct.
The community brings together.
That's where I'm trying to get at. You know what I mean? It's a group thing. You know what I mean? There may be multiple different options of opportunities that can help us get out of this rut.
Exactly.
Well, it is going to take multiple routes. Like people, we collectively we should be pushing forward, but two of us got to work on this angle, another two got to work on that angle.
Correct.
Because we can't just be single-minded in how this approaches, because it's not. We use the example before college and trades.
Correct.
Like the fact that we don't push trades as much as we should, when trade people are making $50, $60, $70, $80 an hour. I'm just about an hour. They're making that amount of money an hour, but we kind of, you know,
push it to the side.
Yeah. That's
You don't need to be
crazy.
a doctor, you don't have to be a lawyer, you don't need to do all that to be a successful person and enjoy your life.
Right.
Exactly.
I installed carpet for 5 years. It was the only 5 years that I ever had that was like stress-free in my entire life, right? My 5 years of gainful employment. And it took me about a year and a half to really get to a spot where I wasn't just considered like a high-level helper, where I'm like to become a carpet mechanic after a while. It probably took me about 2.5 years to become a carpet mechanic. But it's a skill that kids could learn, because I mean, we was in the Hamptons and we was charging outrageous numbers. The markups from like just from buying a roll of carpet to charging them for that same roll to the installation, right? It was crazy what you would make off of it. And just if kids had that opportunity to do that, because let's say you have this carpeting thing, right? You can make custom carpeting and put it on people's walls, like birds flying, stuff like that. They paid extra for that. They paid extra to have Mario Brothers put it into the inserts into the floor. They paid extra for that. And these kids just don't even have an opportunity, because I met like an older Italian dude who was like, yo, you don't need to be out here. And next thing you know, I'm in the van and I'm going to work, you know? Yeah. But that's not an opportunity that's going to run across everybody. And so it's going to have to be up to us to provide the
Well, I
opportunity.
think it goes back to role models in the community. The kids need to see these type of role models, whatever the industry may be, as opposed to, like we said, the hustler on the corner with the nice rims in the car. That's, unfortunately, that's the role model, because it's the quick.
Well, that's what the problem is, because, you know, the music industry, the drug game, and so forth, they taught a lot of these kids, they don't have patience to wait to work for the money. They want it right now.
Right.
So they're going down those avenues where they're going to get that fast, quick money, and it just happens to be, unfortunately, the drug game, or they think they can make it in sports, or music, or whatever the case may be.
Very, very, very small percent make it in
Correct.
music
That's
industry.
where we need to teach them and let them understand there's other ways to get to the bag. instead of what you seeing when you log
Correct.
on to Instagram and Facebook.
There's one Michael Jordan, there's one LeBron James.
Correct.
You know, there's
There's only gonna be one Kobe, one Dr. J.
That's it.
Those guys are anomalies.
There's only
Right.
one.
You know what I mean? So
Only 150 Cent, only 128.
correct,
The
correct.
other thing with that though is, right, so that's gotta come from the school side. I'm not saying it's not coming, but it's gotta come from the school side.
Right.
Like, here's college, but here are these other options, here are
Correct.
realistic. That also has to come from the family. Sometimes it's just not going to, but it has to also come from those community mentors. Like,
Right.
and I gotta tell you, you know, I'm a pretty private guy, as far as what's going on in my personal life,
Mhm.
my accomplishments and stuff, and that's for multiple reasons. One, you know, I try to stay humble at all times, and then two, unfortunately, you know, in our community, people try to take things and just go wrong with them, whether they have the full facts or not. And
Hold that thought.
Yeah.
This is Street Legal. We are here every Tuesday night, 103.9 LI News Radio. This is Bob Macedonio. I'm here with my co-host Link.
What's going
We
on?
have J.D. Thomas from the Wyandanch Public Library.
Yes,
He's
sir.
the president.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Macedonio and Duncan,
Great guy, man.
126 Carlton Avenue, Islip Terrace. That's my firm, 631-582-3232. Remember, you want to get free.
You better call B.O.B.
You want to stay free.
You still gotta call B.O.B.
Yes, sir.
We'll be right back after a short commercial.
Thank you for
Thank
joining
you.
You going in the office? Can I get water?
Yeah, we're gonna get some more.
Heard that.
We gotta get 9 minutes commercial. We did my own commercials.
oh, 9 minutes.